What is going on, everybody? Depraved Slasher here. We are back with another music reaction. I'm Depraved.
I'm Hellcat.
Together we are
HellaDepraved, and we're back with VoicePlay. And I am not familiar with Ashley Diane. I'm excited because I always like their features. And on a side note, but still related to this, the first musical I was ever in was Fiddler on the Roof. And that is where the original If I Were a Rich Man is from. Not the Gwen Stefani.
Yeah, I didn't even know there was an original. I thought that was Gwen Stefani's whole thing.
Yeah. Which is why I pointed it out. So I think that was 7th grade, something like that. So, yes, I was in musical theater. So I'm excited to see what they do with this.
Okay.
I mean, they always do something fun.
Now, I have nothing to compare it to, so...
Other than the Gwen Stefani.
Other than the Gwen Stefani song.
Yeah. All right,
so... With that being said, we're going to react to this if you guys have already seen it. If not, click the link in the description below. Hopping over to all the things coming back because we said it because we're a commentary, reaction, breakdown, comedy channel. What that means is we will pause for any and all of the above. So with that being said, it's time to slash it up and break it down.
let's get it.
This is VoicePlay featuring Ashley Diane with If I Were a Rich Man Girl.
A man girl? If I were rich. If I were rich.
Yeah.
If I was a rich man, na 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 na, all day long I'd bitty bitty bum. If I was a wealthy man,
I wouldn't have to work hard. Na 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 na.
He's singing.
If I were a bitty bitty rich, idle diddle deedle diddle man.
well I'd build a big tall house with rooms by the dozen, right in the middle of the town.
Fine tin roof with real wooden floors below. There would be one long staircase just going up and one even longer going down.
And one more leading nowhere just for show.
Just for sure.
Okay, she has a fantastic voice.
Whenever they have a female featured in a song, I always think they should just add one more person.
Originally, they did have a female that they went to the tournament. That what was it? The Singing Bee? I forget what it was called, but it was the one Pentatonics won the year before. And then they won, but or did they win or were they second? They might have been second to the other group that I keep meaning to introduce you to, but they did compete with a female. Now they've mostly kept it to 5 members.
Right.
So sometimes it's
I'm just saying a 6th with a full-time female member would not necessarily be a bad thing.
No, it really wouldn't be. And Rachel has done a lot with them, so that was, people kept saying just add her. I'm also delighted to see, I don't remember his name, but the guy that was so fabulous in the last track that we covered, that had the fan that I wanted, the really, what it was like a flamenco sounding track.
Right.
But I'm glad to see him here too.
He's a full-time member now.
Yeah, I read that somewhere, but I'm really happy. He's got a great voice as well.
Right.
I like her runs though, because that is not, this is musical theater music, so there's not normally that sort of R&B sound to it, but hers fit in well with this.
Right.
Or leading nowhere just for show.
Just for sure.
Please. If I were a rich man, na 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 na, all day long I'd bitty bitty bum. If I was a wealthy man,
I wouldn't have to work hard. Na 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 na. If I were a bitty bitty rich, yaddle daddle deedle daddle man.
That would be the life.
I know, I like how they were like, I'd build a house in the middle of town with 12 rooms. No. I'd build it in the country.
I'd build it in the forest.
Same thing. I'm just talking about, like, not in the middle of society.
Well,
You know?
okay. It'd have to be like on the edge of a town in the forest. It needs to be somewhere where I can at least have
you
internet
have access. Well, and I would want access
Good internet
to
access.
delivery for groceries, stuff like that. But yeah, I don't want to be smack dab in the middle of people.
No.
Yeah.
Honestly, a place like where we're at now, because I actually kind of like our little area, because
I do too.
there's a lot of space
We're
between
out of the way,
homes
but we're also like right near things.
Right.
Yeah. Just need a bigger place.
We're a bitty bitty rich, yaddo-daddle-deedle-daddle man.
They would ask to advise them, like Solomon the Wise. If you please, Reptavia.
Reptavia, Reptavia, Reptavia. If I was a rich man.
Okay.
If I was a rich man.
Okay.
If I was a rich man. If I was a rich man. If I was a rich man. Na 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 na. All day long, a bitty bitty bum. If I were a wealthy man, I wouldn't have to work hard. Na 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 na. If I were a bitty bitty rich, yaddo-daddle-deedle-daddle man.
If I were rich, I'd have the time that I like to sit in the synagogue and pray.
And maybe have a seat by the eastern wall.
And I'd discuss the holy books with the learned men several hours every day. That would be the sweetest thing of all.
The most important man in town would come to follow me.
They've had some amazing breakdowns and like their techniques with their pauses.
I almost wish they would have waited further into the song,
right,
and then had a bigger chunk of that
Of the
R&B
breakdown.
sound that they
Right.
came with there.
They might. I mean, they've still got
That
another
was-
half to do.
That was insane.
And obviously that is not in the they're keeping to the original lyrics. Obviously it's because Fiddler on the Roof was about a Jewish family. So they're talking about, reading the Torah, sitting in the synagogue, talking with the learned men, and then becoming one of the most important men in town, which again, I don't give a shit about. But I love how they always integrate it with their style so well. Like the way that they put these songs together, they become VoicePlay's songs.
Right.
This is crazy.
Hours every day. That would be the sweetest thing of all.
The most important man in town would come to follow me.
They would ask to advise them, like Solomon the Wise. If you please, Reptavia, 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 Reptavia.
If I was a rich man. If I was a rich man. If I was a rich man. If I was a rich girl. Na 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 na. All day long I'd bitty bitty bum.
If I were a rich girl.
Woo! Woo! Hit that note!
All right. I have chills. So they did what I thought they were going to do. They brought it back.
They did.
And they brought it back hard. That was amazing. It
And
was
then I got
incredible.
It all kind of goes together.
Yes.
That was fire.
Yes.
I got an ear boner.
That was an eargasm right there. That was incredible. So normally, obviously,
We call that an egasm, not to be confused with OnlyFans.
right? No, this is for the fans. No, normally Jeff gets the rave reviews only because you don't hear that kind of bass singing often. Not because everybody else is not fabulous, because they really are. But
To do it with as often and as consistent and solid as he does
right.
is a rare thing.
Exactly. So obviously he does get a little bit more discussion.
I will also say he fits a lot better with this than what they did with the Michael Jackson song.
True. I mean, occasionally for us, we're not so biased that we can't be like, well, maybe I wouldn't have taken that approach. Right. However, in this track, they've hit every single. Because honestly, look, Fiddler on the Roof is catchy, and like I said, it was the first musical I was in. It's not one that I like to rewatch or listen to the tracks or anything. I just don't have any attachment to it, really. And, I mean, obviously, I am not Jewish. I'm not... I don't know. There's just...
I hope they do a Repo song for Halloween.
Oh, if they did a genetic opera song, that would be fantastic. Can you imagine Jeff as the gravedigger?
See, I don't know if I'd want him to be the gravedigger.
What would you want him to be?
Obviously, the gravedigger makes sense because the gravedigger is the base in that movie.
Right.
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 But I would love to see all of them do the song where the Repo Man is singing about himself.
But then there's other singing going on. Yeah.
Right. Them kind of switching off and doing things I
Right.
think would actually work with that. Anyway, sorry.
Sorry, we digress.
Digress.
But this is just, I mean, obviously when we get excited, we go on tangents. This is incredible.
Yes.
Na 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 na. All day long at bitty bitty bum.
If I were a rich girl.
What? If I were a rich girl. All day long at bitty bitty bum. If I were a wealthy girl, I wouldn't have to work hard.
Lord, who made the lion and the lamb? You decree I should be what I am. Would it spoil some vast eternal plan if I were wealthy?
Okay!
Man.
How does he do it?
Okay, this is what I like to see, though. I like to see them play with both sides of his scale because it's incredible. He just went from high, I mean, like, comparable to her run. You know? I mean, okay. All right.
Again, Jeff. I hate you and love you at the same time.
I'm
The hate is because of the jealousy,
right.
and the love is because of how fantastic you are.
Right.
I'm just saying.
And again, not to downplay the rest of them, like Eli and Lane. They're, you know, I mean, I think Lane was in the original composition. They've always had an incredible group, though.
Right.
So I really like Ashley Diane too. I wouldn't. Now here's my thing. Like you were talking about making a female member permanent. My problem with that is obviously
They've done so much with so many.
I know, but she
Yeah,
Ashley obviously has a gorgeous, more kind of like R&B sound. Gorgeous. I love it. I would love to hear more of her. But I love Rachel Potter's voice too. So like I wouldn't want to choose who they were going to consistently work with. You know what I mean?
I could.
I don't know.
I like Ashley's style more.
Yeah, but you know, we gravitate towards the R&B more, but Rachel has that beautiful, she can do the musical theater sound, like when they do the Disney princess stuff. She actually did, we'll go back at some point, and it's a more original cast. I think it has Lane still, he plays the Phantom, but they do the Phantom of the Opera song.
Really?
And Rachel is Christine.
Okay.
So, yeah. Now, Lane is one of the guys that
Do I
went
gotta
off.
wear the kind of almost Phantom-esque mask over there?
Oh, we can. I've got a bejeweled one. He went off and did what is it called? Patty Cake Productions. I've shown you one of them with the Villain's Lair. That's what he's doing now. So that was an original cast member, as cast group.
Singer.
Yeah. So
I rewound it enough that we could hear that again.
again, yeah, and again, and yo.
You decree I should be what I am. Would it spoil some vast eternal plan if I were wealthy? Man.
And his ability to hold it for that long.
And then go even further down. Yeah, no, his breath capacity is fantastic. What was I gonna say? I wanted him to stop at the end of his breath and go, "What?"
That would have been funny.
Because she did it. I want him to be like, "What?" That would be great.
If I were a bitty bitty rich, diddle man.
Hey. Fantastic.
That wasn't fair.
All right. Fantastic. They make me very jealous. Very, like, all of them. I couldn't pick just one. I yet to know. Like, but I want to be able to beatbox too.
I'm cool without beatboxing.
No, I've seen some fantastic beatboxing.
No, I
girls,
like other people beatboxing. I don't like spitting everywhere.
Well, like I've seen. I want to do it like almost professionally, where they don't like slobber on everything. I mean, like there's still some spittle involved. Don't get me wrong; it's unavoidable. But like,
I think honestly, what I
They're
would
not
have
drooling.
I would have loved to have gone into choir
right?
and actually hone in on my singing. Because don't get me wrong, I don't think I'm a terrible singer. I think
You're
I'm
not.
actually pretty good.
You are.
But I would have loved to have been able to take the time to like
Right.
travel, like get into choir, find a group of people, travel around, do the whole
Right.
performing and singing with like this.
Right.
Even if it were only for 5 years
Right.
of my life, it would have been fun to do.
I
that.
would have liked to have done it towards my adult years. Now the thing is, so in elementary school, choir was a requirement, and then it was I think around Christmas we put on a production, and it was like a full choir, but it was, I don't know how they were picked. They were always Christian based, like musical theater almost. So it was an actual production, not just us singing Christmas carols.
Right.
And then, like I said, when I transferred to our middle school, which started in 7th grade, I got involved with the musical theater production there, which was basically year-round. It was one of our
Staples.
courses. Like, it was an elective. And so I took the musical theater, and then, of course, that required after school, blah, blah, blah. And then we did a big production at the end of the year. And then I also did the community musical theater over the summer, which was just one production for the summer. And I did that through, I guess, like my 10th grade year. But
Right.
my problem at that point was I left that school because I hated it and went straight into, well, first of all, a school that didn't have that kind of option, and then graduating. So I didn't continue further, and then I became a smoker. Now, I did take voice lessons all the way through 1920. But I mean, we're talking 20 years ago now, guys.
Right.
So I kind of wish I had continued. I also, I guess what it boils down to is I wish I had a core group of friends, because I really never had that in school, period. But that I was happy to be in choir with.
Right.
Because, you see them, you see pentatonics, you see how they've, like, grown up, and then they've done the competitions, how they met each other, and I wish I had vibed with people.
Right. And, like, okay, so I didn't have a whole lot of choir experience. I was more of a band geek.
Right.
Was in the school orchestra, played French horn for several years of my life. They tried to force me into trumpet for marching band. I quit.
Right.
That I was ready to quit after marching with the flugelhorn, which is like a French horn,
Right.
but marching style. Was ready to quit after the first parade I did. Fuck that noise.
I don't doubt it.
But no, like, my only experience in doing anything is singing. So, funnily enough, growing up, I was not a good singer.
Right.
Um,
Hey, you gotta work on it.
unfortunately,
It's like an
I also
instrument.
had a dad. Well, honestly, I was probably in the long run was happy that he did it. But he used to tell me how bad I was all the time, which is a shitty thing to do to your kids, but at the same time, it kind of
Made you work on it.
pushed me to work on it.
I mean, like, there are ways to say it, like, I think you need more practice versus
No.
just stop singing.
Yeah.
No, I'm
No,
saying...
he never
that
told me to stop singing.
He was just like,
He's
you
just
suck
like, you're
at
just
it.
not good at it.
Yeah. No, there are ways to approach it. Like, you know?
And then eventually, in the church I was going to at the time, I got into after I actually had developed into a pretty decent singer, I got into a church play where I was the lead role, and I had a couple of singing parts in it.
Right.
Which, it's always great making an entire crowd cry. And not because you're bad.
Right.
But, and I loved doing that.
Right.
And then they pulled me out because I started smoking, and I quit church.
I honestly, I really enjoyed the community theater, musical theater. I really enjoyed that stuff. And I did get actual speaking roles in it, most of it after, I don't know, 8th grade or something like that.
I'd be terrible at acting now. I couldn't remember a script to save my soul.
Yeah, my brain.
I could act like if you had like the words on like poster board on the side of the stage.
They've got like the screen.
Right,
behind
I'm
the
there
crowd.
for it. I can
Right.
act. That's not a thing, but I could never remember lines anymore.
I probably could if I focused really hard. Again, that's not the part I miss the camaraderie, but again, I didn't have like a core group that would continue. But like I said, I took voice lessons like people take piano lessons. And that was outside of school. That was like once a week. And I miss that kind of, I still have most of my music.
Right.
So anyway, I wish yeah.
You guys are fantastic.
Yeah.
I really
Enough
hope,
to make us reminisce and be like,
I hope you
lost
guys
opportunities.
will one day come in through Indianapolis
Oh, definitely.
so we can go see y'all in concert. We might not get a chance to actually, meet
but
you, but I would still love to see you guys perform live. That'd be fantastic.
that would be so much fun. These guys are characters too.
I would
so.
I would probably bow down to Jeff.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I would honestly probably do the whole we're not worthy.
We're not worthy.
We're not worthy.
So I guess probably my next one will be Home Free, and that's the one that I keep meaning to introduce you to, because there's Jeff, right, and then we had
Oh, and also, by the way, while I absolutely do love this entire group as a group, Jeff is probably my favorite because I've always had more admiration for bass singers because I can't fucking do it.
right. Also because it's rarer. It
Right.
really is. But I was gonna say, so we had the original Pentatonics, and their bass singer was fire. He is now doing his own, which it
It seems
honestly,
like most people do.
his stuff is great as well. Well, I mean, and touring around really gets old to some people. Home Free, though, has Tim Faust, and he's their bass singer. Again, they competed with just 5 people, and I think they won over VoicePlay. And they've had some songs, I believe, where Jeff and Tim and, I just blanked on his name, the original bass singer for Pentatonics, compete. And Tim and Jeff, yeah. So Home Free will be the next one. And you'll like it because they countryfy everything. That's what
fine.
they call it. No, it's great. I've been to see them in concert. I took my mom. Fantastic. So.
Okay. All right, now that we have droned on for
I
everything
know.
for
They
so
make
long,
us so excited.
if you guys liked the video, slash that like button, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Comment down below what did you think of VoicePlay featuring Ashley Diane with If I Were a Rich Man Girl.
Right. Yes.
Also, comment down below if there's anything else you guys want to see reacted to. Check the description below for all the things.
Push our buttons. Come join us on our other social media platforms, mostly Twitter if you want a quicker response.
With that being said, we love you guys. Thank you all for watching. Can't wait to see you, depraved people, later.